Marcos, Juanito, 3:30 in the morning. I just slept for 5 hours straight, something I never do. I usually will sleep maximum 2 hours, and I am up because I need to pee. So my secret this time is my little plastic bag I drag around behind me. I don't literally drag it because it would get ruptured. Throw it over my shoulder. Last night when I went down the street to the store, I realized I could put it in my backpack and have it still be connected. Everybody didn't have to know that I was a patient. So I'm addressing this to you. I'm going to post it for everybody, but there's two particular reasons I'm addressing it to you. One is not personal to you, it's impersonal, but it directly relates to you. And the second one is all about you and what you did to help me yesterday. The first part is the fact that I am a poor old man. I'm an old man with no money. And although in my career I had some very big jobs, I even made a fair amount of money at times, I never accumulated much money. I never worked for one company long enough to get a pension, even though those have been going away anyway. And I ended up in later life not having money. And the American system has always been rigged for the rich, and the medical system. And the U.S. medical system, whether it's in the U.S. or in an outpost of wealthy Americans like Cancun, the first goal of the medical system is to make you happy, to get you out of pain, and then to keep you alive long term. Poor people, they don't care about that. The big irony yesterday was I was so desperate to get my pain meds. They never told me that one of those pills was going to be for pain, and it wasn't. Neither of them was. They were right long term, things that would help the prostate heal, but not help with pain. So that was the big irony. And made me the big stupid idiot of the whole thing. Give me my pain meds. Finally, I had to go out looking for aspirin. So I could say a whole lot about the American political system and the health system, but not now. I want to talk to you. Because I assumed that all the power of the American government down here didn't care about a little guy like me. They cared about the rich expats with their $1 million homes in Cancun and all along the Riviera Maya. I assumed that they were not going to help me. And you, another little guy, had the image, the vision to say, no, that's what the U.S. Embassy is for, is to help U.S. citizens, right? I bet if I Google that and say, what's the purpose of having embassies around the world, it will say that, to help U.S. citizens in Mexico. I assumed that was not the case for me. It didn't count for me. And you said, no, he's a citizen. He has a passport, even though he doesn't have a physical one. They've got to help him. And you were the one who said, we got to get through to the embassy. They need to. They're supposed to help him. And when Dennis says to me, Marcos wants to get through to the embassy, I said, well, okay, he can do that, but I'll tell you 6 reasons why it won't work. Why every time I've tried to get help from them, they point me to the fucking website. And I don't have any of the documents the website wants me to have. But you were the one, you, Marcos, who doesn't deal with big governmental systems. Great, that's not your favorite thing. And gringo systems, forget it. But you did it. You said, no, I'm going to call them. And you got them. I would have said, no, Trumpland, with all the chaos going on with the U.S. around the world, you'll never get through to them. You did. When you said do you remember me saying to you, you talked to somebody? Yeah, I did. And what did they say? They said they're going to help you. I could have died right on the spot. What? They're going to help me? What are they going to do? They're in Cancun. They're an hour away. And you said, I don't know. But they said we'll hear back from them today or tomorrow. Well, if we actually hear back from them and they actually do something, that will be one of the big miracles of my whole life. That'll be the big miracle of this whole caper. And it will be partly because you, my landlord, but also my very good friend, took a personal interest, personal responsibility. I've had landlords that became good friends in my life if they lived right next to me. But I've never had a landlord take me to the hospital. I've never had a landlord wringing his hands worrying about my health, my well-being. No. Dennis has been worried. Dennis has been worried sick about me. But part of what makes it hard for him is there's nothing he can do. He's so far away. It all has fallen to you and Ruby to feed me, to clothe me, to try to keep me alive on the planet. Really unfair. Really unfair. But it's because you regard yourself as my really good friend. And you are. You and Ruby, heroes. You are the heroes. And if it turns out that the U.S. Embassy actually does something, gets me into a better hospital, gets me a social worker, does something, you're the hero. You're the guy who made it happen. And I will always remember you for that. And I want to make sure that the other guys on my system, Tom, Norm, Dennis, I want everybody to know Marcos made it happen. Marcos was the guy. You're my friend. Thank you.